Hey guys, welcome back. So I got a video for y'all today all about this palette right here. This is the BH Cosmetics Glam Reflection Gilded palette. So I do have a video on the other palettes. I have a video on these two together, the Glam Reflection Smoke palette and then the Glam Reflection Rosé palette. So I did that video together. Then I have one on this one, which is the Glam Reflection L'Amour palette. And then today we're gonna be chatting about this one. So we're gonna do like we normally do in these videos. We will talk about the pricing, we'll look at the packaging, we'll look at some swatches, I'll talk about the formula of these shadows and just how they are to work with, and then my overall thoughts and opinions on this palette, and then I will also show you a little tutorial on how I got this look right here, which I really, really love because it's just a fun, bright yellow sort of a look. It's just something fun and a little bit different. So yeah, we're gonna chat about this palette, so let's get to it. So starting with pricing and packaging, the price of this palette will vary based on what kind of sales BH Cosmetics has going on at the time, but regular price it is $15.99. And then as far as the packaging goes, it's the same as the others. It's that kind of reflective, metallic sort of a look with that swirly design on it. So the smoke is silver, the rosé is a rose gold, the L'Amour is a pinky shade, which is really pretty, and then the gilded is a golden shade. So that is what the outside box looks like. And then the actual palette inside, same sort of thing. It's got that kind of reflective look to it, super reflective actually. So it does get kind of dirty looking, but that's okay. For some reason, this one feels looser to me, like it's looser on its hinges. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but I just noticed that about it. And also the mirror on this one seems a little bit funhouse looking, so it's a little bit warped on this one. I don't know if it's just my particular one or all of them, I'm not really sure, but this one in the Gilded, I did notice it's a little bit wonky. Still usable, but just kind of makes your eyes go a little bit crazy because it's a little bit wonky. So this is what it looks like. So it's an overall just really yellowy golden sort of a palette. So it is in that warm family, definitely, but I feel like this is something different because it's more on the golden side, and there are several super unique, really beautiful shades in here. So it's not all oranges, and it's not all coppers. So that's why I feel like it's different. There's actually just like this one that's a little bit orangey, and this one's a little bit orangey, but other than that, they're all kind of something different. So really, really beautiful. So this is the collection of colors that you get in here. You do get a nice collection and variety of mattes and shimmers. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mattes, and then the rest of them are shimmery. And there are 15 shades in here total. So really pretty. Came in close for some swatches. So here is the top row of the palette, the middle row of the palette, and the bottom row of the palette. So pretty. So some of my favorites in here, definitely this gold. Oh my goodness, this is gorgeous. This one right here, gorgeous, like mustardy, orangey, yellow matte. It's so pretty. I do have that in my eye look today. Which other ones do I really like? I love this one. Oh my goodness. This is the far left middle shade, and it's like a golden pinky duochrome. It is so pretty. Oh my goodness, I love that one. This one is gorgeous right there. Really like that matte too. This one right here is really the only semi-dud in the palette, I would say. That one just really does not have a lot of pigmentation to it. It really has to be built up. It can build on itself, but it's just not that great of a shadow. But I do think that it could be fixed with some kind of a setting spray. So I think it could still be like salvageable, but compared to the other ones in the palette, that one's a little bit of a troubled shadow. But look at how many gorgeous shades are in there. Just so many beautiful, fun, and some really unique shades. Then as far as the formula goes on these shadows and just how they are to work with, you know, there are a few different things happening in this palette. First off, the mattes I think are great. A really nice texture on those. They're very buttery feeling. They're not overly soft, so you don't get a ton of fallout on your face or kick up in the pan. They're just a really easy to work with matte formula. So I love the mattes. Then the shimmers, there are a couple different things happening. So there are some in here like this one and this one. These are like they seem like a thicker, sort of a metallic formula where they really adhere to the eyes and they also build on themselves really easily. So I find those to be really easy to work with. But then there are some others like this one I used in my eye look, and this is just more of a loosely packed, slightly chunkier sort of a shimmer shade. So that one I definitely had some fallout on my face when I was using it. Still very workable. I think it's beautiful. I still love that shadow. This is another one like that. I still love those shadows, but they do need a little bit of tweaking with your application. So I would say definitely use some kind of a flat brush that's really gonna pack it down. Use a setting spray so that you can like get that adhering going on, so you can really get it packed and holding onto itself. So use some kind of a setting spray, tap off your brush. If you do some of that tweaking, they're still very workable, but it just takes a little bit of tweaking. So some of these in here are not the best shimmery shades I've ever worked with. They definitely take some kind of changing of your application technique, but still very workable. I think they're beautiful. I think you end up with really pretty eye looks. They wear well. You have a lot of fun variety in here, so I really do like the texture of them. There's just a couple of those shimmery shades that needs a little bit of tweaking in their application. So yeah, overall, I love this palette. So I wanted to show you in comparison with the Rosé, which I was originally saying was my favorite of the other Glam Reflection palettes. And I don't know if I can now say that the Gilded is my favorite because I still really love the Rosé, but I think I'm just gonna have to say it's a flat out tie between the two of them. Just a flat out tie because I love them both. I think they're just both beautiful, affordable palettes. Just really great quality. So yeah, love the Gilded. So that is my overall review on this palette. So now we are going to get into this tutorial. So let's get to it. Okay, so I've already applied some eyeshadow primer. So I'm gonna set it with this shade right here with this Moda Pro Crease Brush. I really want to play with the yellows in this palette, so I'm going to get some of this shade right here on a Cozette S175 brush. This is super pigmented, so I am going to tap off my brush and just build that up in my crease and transition area. I love this shade, and I feel like it's really unique and just a fun, like mustardy, dirty yellow that's really pretty. It's like it's so sort of ugly, it's really pretty. Now I'm gonna get some of this shade right here on a Colourpop E9 brush, and I'm gonna put that kind of in the same place, just a little bit lower, just kind of deepening up my crease just a little bit. Now I'm gonna get some of this super yellowy gold shade on a small flat concealer brush, and I'm gonna spray that with some setting spray just to intensify this even more because I want it to be super yellowy golden. Isn't that so pretty? Oh my gosh, I love that color. I'm gonna get a little combination between these two. Chester just joined us, so if you hear scratching and random noises, it's Mr. in here with us. So I don't want this to totally overtake the eye look. That's why I'm doing a little combination, because this dark brown is super pigmented. So I'm kind of just building up that outer corner and just kind of blurring out the edges with that lighter brown. So kind of a mixture in the outer corner, and then taking some of the lighter brown to kind of diffuse the colors. Now I'm just going to blend in my crease a little bit more. Chester's messing with a bag. Adding back just a little bit more of that bright yellowy gold because I want that to be kind of the center focal point of this look. What you doing back there, mister? You grabbing mama's toe? Oh, you're playing with those cords. You're playing with that little tie, aren't you? Then for liner, I'm going to use this one from Laura Geller. This is the Eye Care Waterproof Eyeliner in Cafe Mocha. So I'm going to line my upper lash line with this. So mostly kept it close to my lash line, and then I did a little bit thicker and a little bit of a wing on the outer corner just to kind of lift my eyes a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to take more of this yellowy color just because I love it on a BH Cosmetics 10 brush, and I'm going to line my lower lash line with this. And now I'm just gonna apply some mascara. Today I'm using my It Cosmetics Superhero on my upper lashes and my CoverGirl Clump Crusher on my lower lashes. Okay, went ahead and cleaned up my under eyes. So last step, I'm gonna get a little bit of this shade right here on a pencil brush and just apply that into the inner corners of my eyes just for a little pop of it's like a bright, I don't know, super light, kind of icy gold is how I would describe it, like an icy gold. Alright guys, so that wraps up this video. So I hope that you really enjoyed it and I hope it was helpful for you. Please do a thumbs up if it was. Let me know down below what you think about this palette, if you tried it out or if you've just looked up swatches. I love hearing your thoughts and opinions. Ask me any questions that you have. I'm happy to answer those. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!